Archangel Michael says, "The shadows move in silence, whispering secrets that only the heavens can hear. There is a truth that must be spoken, one that has been hidden behind the veil of deception. You may not be ready for it, but it is time. The weight of destiny is upon you, pressing against your soul like an unshakable burden. A storm is coming, not one of wind and rain, but of revelation. The foundation you have built your life upon is shaking, and soon, everything will be exposed." Archangel Michael says, "What you believe, what you have held dear, may not be as pure as you once thought. There are secrets buried deep, wrapped in silence, concealed beneath the mask of love. And now, they rise. Your father, the man you have looked up to, the one who has guided you through the darkness, he has been living a life you never imagined. The truth is bitter, and it cuts deep. He is not who you thought he was." Type 333 to receive strength for what you are about to hear. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. There are things that cannot remain hidden forever, no matter how well they are buried. Lies have a way of unraveling, revealing the scars they were meant to cover. And now, the moment of revelation has arrived. Your father is a smuggler. The words are heavy, sinking into your chest like a stone cast into deep waters. You do not want to believe it. Your mind fights against it, desperate to hold on to the image of the man you have always known. But the signs were always there, weren't they? The odd phone calls at strange hours. The tension in his voice when certain names were mentioned. The way he would disappear, offering explanations that never quite made sense. The truth has always been there, lingering like a shadow just out of reach. You just never wanted to see it. You wanted to believe in him, in his goodness, in the love he showed you. Archangel Michael says, "The past cannot be erased, and the choices he made have consequences. There are forces beyond this world that weigh the actions of men. And his sins, they are heavy. But what do you do with this knowledge? What do you do when the person you trusted most is not who they appeared to be? The pain is unbearable, a wound that cannot be healed with mere words." Type 777 to receive healing for your heart. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. You remember the nights he tucked you into bed, the stories he told, the way his laughter filled the room. Was it all a lie? Or was there a part of him that still loved, still cared, still wished for something better? You want to scream, to demand answers, to understand why. But there is only silence. Only the echoes of a past that can never be changed. The weight of the truth settles over you, and you realize, this is not just his burden. It is yours now, too. You carry his sins, whether you want to or not. Archangel Michael says, "There is a choice before you. To hold on to the anger, the betrayal, the pain, or to release it. To let it go, to rise above it, to find a way to move forward. But how do you forgive? How do you let go of the hurt that has pierced your very soul? Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is not excusing. It is freeing yourself from the chains that bind you. Type 999 to break the chains of pain. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The road ahead is uncertain. The storm has not passed. The wounds are still fresh. But there is something stronger than pain, stronger than betrayal, strength. The strength to overcome. You are not alone. You never were. There is a force greater than all the darkness in this world, one that sees you, that knows your pain, that stands with you even now. And as you take a breath, as you let the truth settle in, you realize, this is not the end. It is only the beginning. The shadows may whisper, but they do not define you. The past may haunt, but it does not own you. You have the power to rise, to rebuild, to step into a future that is no longer shackled by the sins of another. Type Amen if you choose to walk in strength. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The air around you feels heavier now, like the weight of the universe has pressed itself onto your shoulders. Your mind spins, torn between disbelief and painful acceptance. You don't want this to be true, you want to wake up from this nightmare and find that everything was just a cruel joke. But it isn't. Your father, the man you idolized, the man who protected you, is the very thing you feared most. A smuggler. A man who walked through the shadows, dealing in secrets, moving things that should never have been touched. The hands that once held yours in comfort were stained with deeds you cannot begin to understand. Type 444 to gain clarity in the chaos. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. Memories flood your mind, moments you never thought twice about. The strange visitors, the hushed voices, the way he always seemed to have money but no clear explanation for it. It all comes rushing back now, and for the first time, the puzzle pieces fit together in a way that chills you to the bone. You want to ask why. You want to scream, to demand an explanation. But where would that get you? Would knowing his reasons change the reality of what he did? Would it erase the pain of knowing he was never truly the man you believed him to be? The betrayal stings deeper than any wound ever could. It isn't just about what he did, it's about the lies. The deception. The way he looked you in the eyes, time and time again, and made you believe in a version of him that never really existed. Archangel Michael says, "Truth is a blade, sharp and unforgiving. It cuts through illusions, through the stories we tell ourselves, through the comfort of ignorance. But with that pain comes clarity, and with clarity comes strength. This is not your shame to bear. This is not your sin to carry. You did nothing wrong. But now, you must decide how to move forward. Will you let this define you, or will you rise above it? Type 888 to embrace the strength within you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. Your heart aches, torn between love and anger. You remember the father who wiped your tears, the father who stood by you in your weakest moments. Was that a lie too? Or was that the real him, fighting against the darkness within himself? You wish you had all the answers. You wish the world was simpler, that good and evil were black and white. But life is not that kind. The people we love are flawed. Sometimes, deeply so. There is a war within you now. One part of you wants to turn away, to never look back. The other part aches to hold on to the good, to believe that somewhere inside him, there was still a man who loved his family. Archangel Michael says, "Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean excusing the choices he made. It means freeing yourself. Holding on to this pain will only weigh you down. It will consume you, drag you into the same darkness he fell into. But you are meant for more. You are meant to rise. Type 111 if you choose to rise above. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The silence in the room is deafening. It is the kind of silence that follows a storm, the kind that settles into the bones, leaving an ache that time alone cannot heal. You feel hollow, like something inside you has broken beyond repair. But deep down, a fire still burns. You have survived this moment. You have faced the truth, and you are still standing. And that means something. Your journey does not end here. The road ahead will be long, filled with moments of doubt, of anger, of sorrow. But it will also be filled with moments of strength, of healing, of reclaiming your own power. This is not just about your father anymore. This is about you. Type Amen if you choose to walk forward with strength. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The weight of the truth lingers, pressing against your chest like an unseen force. Every breath feels heavy, as if the air itself refuses to offer you peace. The reality of what you have learned cannot be undone, and no amount of wishing can erase the past. You feel as though you are standing at the edge of a great abyss, staring into the darkness of everything you never wanted to know. How do you move forward from this? How do you walk in a world that now feels unfamiliar, tainted by the actions of the man you once trusted? The questions swirl, but they bring no comfort. Only emptiness. Only pain. Type 222 to find the courage to face the unknown. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. You remember the way he smiled at you when you were a child, the warmth in his eyes, the strength in his presence. He was your protector, your guide, the one who made the world feel safe. Now, that image is shattered, replaced with something cold, something unfamiliar. Who was he, truly? Was he always this way, or did he lose himself along the path of life? Were the moments of love real, or were they just another illusion in a life built on deception? The ache in your chest deepens, because no matter how much you question, there will never be an answer that makes this pain disappear. Archangel Michael says, "The truth may break you for a time, but it will not destroy you. What is broken can be rebuilt. What is lost can be found again. But only if you choose to move forward. You are not defined by his actions. His choices do not determine your worth. You stand apart, unchained, free to carve your own path, no matter how painful the beginning may be." Type 666 to release the weight of his sins from your soul. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The world feels different now, colored by this newfound knowledge. The walls of your childhood, once filled with warmth, now seem colder, as if the very foundation beneath you has shifted. You wonder what others will think if they ever find out. You wonder if they already know. Has the truth been whispered behind your back, in hushed tones, in hidden glances? Have you been living in a reality where everyone else already saw the truth, while you remained blind? It is a terrible thing to realize that your life has been built on a lie. Even worse is knowing that the love you felt was tied to someone who lived in the shadows, someone who made choices that could never be justified. And yet, love is complicated. You cannot erase it. You cannot simply turn it off. Even now, even after all this pain, a part of you still longs for the father you once knew. Type 555 if you are ready to heal from the pain. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. Healing will not come easily. It will not come overnight. This wound will linger, like a scar carved into the depths of your soul. But scars do not mean weakness. They mean survival. You are surviving. Even now, with your heart heavy, with your mind racing, you are still here. Still standing. Still breathing. That is strength. That is power. That is proof that you are more than this moment, more than the pain that threatens to consume you. Archangel Michael says, "Rise." Not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. Rise, not because you forget, but because you refuse to be held captive by the past. Rise, because there is still light within you, no matter how much darkness you have seen. This is not the end of your story. This is not the final chapter. The pages ahead are blank, waiting to be filled with something new, something better, something free from the weight of the past. Type Amen if you are ready to step into the next chapter of your life. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The silence stretches, deep and suffocating. It is the kind of silence that follows devastation, the kind that lingers long after the storm has passed. You are left standing in its aftermath, your heart shattered, your mind torn between grief and anger. You never imagined this day would come. Never thought you would have to carry a truth so heavy it threatens to crush you under its weight. The foundation of your past is cracking, breaking apart beneath your feet, and there is nothing you can do to stop it. All you can do is endure. Type 999 if you choose to endure and rise. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The image of your father lingers in your mind, overlapping between the man you knew and the man he truly was. It is painful to accept that the two were the same, that the love he gave was real, but so were the lies. How do you move forward when every step feels like walking through a graveyard of broken dreams? How do you find peace when the echoes of betrayal still ring in your ears? You do not have all the answers. Not yet. But deep down, you know that you cannot remain in this place of sorrow forever. Archangel Michael says, "The past is a weight, but it is also a lesson. What you carry forward is up to you. You can hold on to the pain, or you can take the wisdom it brings and forge a new path. The choice is yours. You are not defined by where you come from. You are defined by where you go next." Type 777 if you are ready to take the first step forward. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The world outside still moves, indifferent to your suffering. The sky has not darkened, the earth has not cracked, and yet, everything feels different. The weight of knowledge has changed you, shaped you into something new. You are no longer the person you were before you learned the truth. That version of you is gone, left behind in the wreckage of what you once believed. But in its place, something else is emerging, something stronger. The pain will not fade overnight. The questions will not disappear. There will be moments of weakness, moments where the hurt rises like a wave, threatening to drown you. Type 333 if you believe in the strength within you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. Forgiveness is not an easy road. It does not mean excusing what has been done. It does not mean forgetting. It means releasing yourself from the burden of hatred, from the chains of bitterness that seek to bind you. Archangel Michael says, "The past cannot be changed, but the future is yours to shape. Walk forward not with fear, but with the certainty that you are more than what has been done to you. You are light in the midst of darkness, strength in the face of despair. And though the road ahead may be long, you are not alone. There is power within you, greater than the weight of the pain you carry. You will find your way. You will rise." Type Amen if you choose to embrace your future with courage. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The night feels colder now, as if the universe itself knows what has been broken inside of you. The weight of betrayal does not disappear overnight. It lingers, settles deep into the bones, and whispers in the silence when no one else is around. You wonder if it will always be this way. If the pain will always sit just beneath the surface, waiting to rise at the slightest memory. If you will ever be able to look at your father's face, whether in pictures, in your mind, or in reality, without feeling the sting of disappointment. But you are still standing. You are still breathing. That means something. That means you have survived the worst of it. Type 111 if you choose to survive and move forward. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. The world does not stop for grief. The sun will rise again, casting light over a world that feels different now. It is strange, how everything looks the same, yet nothing feels the same anymore. The streets are unchanged, the sky is still vast and endless, but inside you, a storm rages on. You want to run from it, to bury the truth, to pretend it never happened. But deep down, you know that is not the answer. Running will not erase what has been done. Ignoring it will not make it go away. You must face it. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Archangel Michael says, "Pain is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation. Those who endure it and rise from it are made stronger than before. What has broken you today will shape you into something unshakable tomorrow. You are not weak. You are not powerless. You are more than this pain, and you will overcome it." Type 666 if you believe in your strength to rise. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. There are things you will never understand. There are choices your father made that will never make sense. You could spend forever trying to unravel the reasons why, but in the end, the answers may never come. And that is okay. Not everything needs an explanation. Not everything can be fixed. Sometimes, the only thing left to do is accept what has happened and find a way to move forward, even if you are walking through the rubble of a life that once felt whole. The past does not own you. The pain does not define you. You are more than the shadows cast by the actions of another. Type 999 if you are ready to break free from the past. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50. You are beginning to understand now. Healing is not about forgetting. It is not about pretending the pain does not exist. It is about standing tall, even when the weight of the world is pressing down on you. It is about choosing to keep going, even when the path ahead is unclear. You are free to create a new path. One that is not built on deception, but on truth. One that is not shaped by the shadows, but by the light you choose to embrace. Archangel Michael says, "The world is vast, and your story is still unfolding. You are not bound to the pain of yesterday. You are not destined to walk the same path as those who came before you. You are something greater, something stronger. Rise, not because the past is erased, but because you refuse to let it hold you back. Rise, because there is still so much ahead of you. Rise, because you are meant for more than the sorrow that seeks to keep you trapped." Type Amen if you choose to step forward into your destiny. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $50.